Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and here we are already with the second project from the Anthony's Paper Crafts March mini release is what I'm going to call it. I was very much inspired by the card that Anthony had sent to me within all of the wonderful products that he had sent. And it just made me keep on staring at this mandala. So I came up with an idea very similar to what he did, but to just use different products and almost create a flower. So let's get started. Now, when it comes to the stamping, I am using Bristol paper, and I'm going to be stamping my images using my Distress Oxides. Remember, Distress Oxides are a dye and a pigment combination. So they do take longer to dry, and they stamp beautifully. So I am going to stamp this mandala 6 times. I think it's 6. It is. But I'm using different shades of the rainbow. I started out with warm lipstick. This is dried marigold. I will be using scattered straw. Shabby shutters. I'm guessing at these colors. I believe I remember the colors. Speckled egg, which is like my awesomely favorite color, especially with vintage photo. Yes, thank you, Vicky. And then finally, shaded lilac. So hopefully I'm right as we continue through. Before I stamp each one, I am prepping it with my anti-static tool from Brutus Monroe. And making sure I've got a good amount of powder there. This stamp is very detailed, wonderfully detailed. And then for each of them, I'm using my clear embossing powder. So again, I'm able to get that color and make it shiny, if that makes sense. All right, now I'm going to be doing some other things with it. Now, you could also, oh, I'm sorry, not shabby shutters. It's bundled sage. I was so close. Darn. You could do, I mean, my first instinct, and you guys know this, ink smushing. I love to ink smush. I could ink smush all day, and have hundreds and hundreds, close to thousands of backgrounds for cards. I love to use them as mats. But I wanted to do something just slightly different, but it's close. There is speckled egg coming in. So the rainbow has like a, it's a pastel, but a softer, it's almost like a grayish tone, pastel look. You know, whenever we think of a rainbow, we think, you know, bright reds, yellows, orange, greens, blues, purples. And by all means, they're gorgeous. But you can create a rainbow with any of the colors that you would want to look at. So just to have this gray look for that rainbow is really striking. And wait till you see what we do with it. So it just creates a different look. So after I have this last one stamped, a lot of times I get a perfect stamp right off the bat, but because I'm not applying the right pressure on my stamp positioner, it's not even. I am coming in for a second time. Now, I grabbed the same in the Distress inks. So we stamped the image with the oxides, and I've already heat set those. And now I'm grabbing the Distress inks in the same color, and I'm putting them on my silicone mat just a little bit, because then I want to do splatters when it comes to each of these pieces. So there is a brush that I have that I think it was a brush that came in one of the Prang watercolor sets. I love the brush for splatters. So for each of the mandalas, I'm actually going to put the same splatters from the Distress ink that I used to stamp the image from the oxide. So I'm kind of like pairing it up, so to speak. The oxides will look different than your distress inks. Your distress inks are more of a robust color, where your oxides have that chalky look to it. You can see especially with the scattered straw, how much darker and richer that ink is when it comes to applying it to this paper. The other color that I'm going to add in specs as well. Now, each of these would have been absolutely gorgeous. Just put them on a separate card and strip away. Yes, I forgot to hit record on a section. Can you tell? But here's our card. Now, I only added dimension underneath the item. This is a 4x9 slimline. I used a sentiment from Simon Says, and I added all kinds of black splatters using black soot distress ink for the panel that this sits on. I used a double layer of foam squares to raise that image, and I only placed glue in the center of each of the layers. I actually fussy cut each of the layers out at a different point, and you can really see it here in this picture. Now again, on the one that Anthony did, he did different cutouts. So the possibilities are endless when it comes to that one stamp. Even if you just use the center of that stamp, you can still have those different images. So very unlimited here, very many possibilities. So I really did have a lot of fun, and you all know how much I love fussy cutting. Just saying, a little bit of sarcasm there. But again, let's get out of our comfort zone and enjoy. So again, the link to Anthony's shop is down below. Make sure you just check it out. He's got some wonderful inspiration on there, and he's got some wonderful products. So just take a browse, no pressure. And again, it is a new platform, so patience is a wonderful thing. Technology is not. There's always problems. So please, if anybody has any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well. And I know Anthony will be monitoring those comments as well, just in case I cannot get back as quickly as I would like to. So he will be available to answer those questions. Smile, giggle, try it every single day. It will help. But remember what's most important. Always be creative. Remember, guys, 2021, let's make it the creative year. Take care. Until next time.